Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video I'm just going to talk more about, I mentioned that I'm going to talk more about this with the adrenal disorder. Now I think the way to pronounce it is myelolipoma. Okay, I've already forgotten. Not heard it pronounced, so I'm not sure. And I'm not a healthcare professional. But I had made another video for a different channel, put it up there, and then I decided to put it on this channel. So I'm going to, these would be repeating some of the stuff on them. Well, it's all messed up. But anyway, I'm on my way to go get us something to eat because I did that CT scan on Saturday. Today is Monday. After I did the CT scan, they told me that, before they said, you can't take your metformin. I take metformin for type 2 diabetes, and mine has been out of control for years now. And I mentioned that in one of those videos. But so they said I couldn't take it for 48 hours. Well, guess what I did when I first got home? I take 4 of them a day. Okay, spread out 6 hours apart. And, well, the first thing I did, I got home, my alarm went off, and I took the pill because it's so habit. And I had to call them, I think it's up to 7 days that you can call them, after you've been released, or, whatever. And, pardon me here. So I called them, and they said, well, okay, just be careful, don't do it, whatever they said. So, and they'd already told me this, the way they told me, it was like, do I or not? Really? But I think it's, I'm not going to say it, I'm not a healthcare professional, but anyway, they just said, okay, just don't take them until 48 hours. But anyway, tonight would be, tonight, I think they did it at 10 p.m. on Saturday night, somewhere around there. And so I can start taking my pill again. And actually, they had said just start taking it, but on the thing it says ask your doctor. Well, this is a 3-day weekend, of course. And my doctor I wouldn't be able to speak to, hopefully, tomorrow. But they had said go ahead and start taking it again. So anyway, because of that, I had the last 2 days I've been on a basically overall carb-free diet. Yeah, I have had to do this before, not because of a CT, but for something else, and I can't not remember what it was. And on that one, they had me on a totally liquid diet, low-carb liquid diet, and it was for 24 hours, and I couldn't take my pills. I don't even, like I said, I don't even remember what it was for. It was sometime within the past 20 years, 21 years. So, well. But anyway, I also have to be on a low sodium diet. I have to be on, I remember one time I asked the young woman, she had called from my doctor's office because he had told her to call and, give me results and tell me all this stuff and to tell me what kind of diet that I should be on. And so she read off everything. I said, now, would you like to tell me what I can eat? And because it was no protein, no carbohydrates, and no fats. And I'm like, can you tell me what I can eat? Think about it. And it was so ridiculous, so unbelievable. And she kind of laughed and she said, you're right. And, yeah. And, also the low sodium probably. But it always amazed me that doctor's office, and I mentioned that I don't have health care, haven't had for years. I live in Texas. Yeah, I'm not one of those Texans. I'm an independent. I can think for myself and make my own choices, and I don't appreciate all that about the whole healthcare situation. I mentioned that in the last one at least. But yeah, we should all have healthcare. We're not a third world country. We're not a second world country. We're supposedly. But anyway, with my health conditions, yeah, it'd be nice to have health care insurance. Yeah, it would be. But anyway, So anyway, I'm going to get us something to eat. And as usual, when I usually, Adam didn't want anything. He went back and forth a million gazillion times and finally said, just go to Burger King and get the special. Now I can't eat French fries, all the sides, like French fries, onion rings, tater tots. I don't know what they have there. Like I said, I can't eat them. And I get the burger and I just take the buns off. So that's usual. That's my usual. And wouldn't you know, this is the time right before I went into the hospital. That I think earlier that day or the day before, whatever it was. The batteries on my glucometer, where I test my glucose, it said to replace them. I looked, I only have one. Those little coin ones, the 3-volt coin ones. And, well, I had one other machine, but it was a one that, I don't even remember what happened with it, but it's regular batteries, and I used that, but it only had a few test strips, so I ran those out. But I wanted Adam to go. He said, can he wait till tomorrow? He has to go pick up his medicine, so yeah, because I still have like 2 or 3. But my glucose has been high, of course. I'm not taking any of my metformin. Today is the 2nd day, like I said. But anyway, okay. This one is not going to be so much like about the channel. I'm really tired. I'm so tired of talking about narcissistic people, but I'm doing these videos because these narcissistic doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals all around, has caused me so much problem in my life. And my life, seriously, when I was a kid, I can remember, I think I may have been a teenager or a preteen. And, just to make it short, it should have been detected long before now, but I don't think I actually told my mom what happened. I had the whole scene. I was walking into our, going toward our house on the driveway. Back then, we didn't have concrete driveways, but I was walking in, and all of a sudden, I had these really sharp pains in my stomach, abdominal area. And I was like, what is that? And I remember I was saying, maybe it's just growing pains. And I don't remember telling my mom. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. My parents, they weren't high on taking anybody to the doctor at all. I've done videos. And I remember, I think it happened twice. Well, apparently that's part of it. Now, I've had symptoms. I tell doctors, I have, and looking at me, they should have been able to tell some of it. If they were paying attention, they weren't just so stuck on what they had thought in the first place. I got to get over this. This was another reason I'm doing this videos, is to get over that feeling. But like I said, that negative, so negative about what they did, how they screwed up my life. So many, and I had seen so many. Okay, where was I? Anyway, I jumped to this part. I did look up the symptoms, and I don't need to look up the symptoms, but I looked up something and I saw the symptoms, and because it's on a CT, it's real again since 2000, 2004, now 2021. Showed up on the CT and diagnosed by a professional. Yeah. But anyway, but I just did. I've been looking up, trying to find more information about it, and I like to be informed. And I was a little surprised that I didn't read all of them or sit there and study them, but one of the symptoms, or 2 of the symptoms, I don't have. In fact, I have quite the opposite. Now, I didn't read all of them, so it might be more. But one of them was excessive hair growth. And, like I said, the complete opposite for me. I do not wear a wig. This is my hair, and it's thick. Well, thick, like I studied in biology at college or university, is that each strand is thick. It's not that you have more strands of hair. It's that each strand is thick, like thicker than somebody who has thin hair. Okay, and you have the same. You don't have more strands. Well, but I have really thick curly hair. Now the rest of my body, the hair is blonde. Like on my arm, I'm going to show a picture of my arm if I remember to. I might forget. I took a picture. It's kind of hard to do when I'm using the camera and taking a picture of my arm. But it's you can barely see it. It's always been that way. And I've never been one to have to do, as women do, we shave our legs and all that. I don't say all that. Shave our legs and our pits too. And I don't like that pits. It just sounds so gross. I've never had to. Okay, just simple, plain simple. And also it says excessive sweating. Never had it. Adam used to call me on both things. He made comments. He's known me 40 years. It'll be 40 years in October. That was the incredible. What was it? How would he put it? Hairless woman, or woman who never sweats. And I really hardly ever do. So what they said, mine was the total opposite, which makes me wonder. I actually had to go into another room and look at my arm because I really, arms. I couldn't see any hair. I was like, oh my goodness, have I not been noticing that I just don't have hair anymore? But I do. It's just like little baby. And I had this weird thing that happened on my my wrist, that same wrist. It was actually the right one. And it was at the beginning somewhere after this, what's going on in the world today. And I was washing everything that we bought at the grocery store and all that, like I could, like the professionals said to do. And all of a sudden, I had this streak of hair start growing around my wrist on the top part, and totally black hair. It was growing really fast. And I'm laughing about this because it was kind of funny. Then all of a sudden, it all fell out and. No hair. So I don't know what is up with that, but I'm going to be, talking about these and talking about my process through this, because if there is one, if there is one, I can once again find one of those doctors. Like I said, I haven't actually seen this doctor, anybody from that place at all. It's all been telemed. They call it telemed too. So. I want to actually see that. I don't even know which I don't even know which person I spoke to. I kept thinking that was the doctor. I spoke twice. The second time it was like, you talk to the front desk, then they say somebody will call you. Somebody calls you, you talk to them, then they say somebody's going to call you. Then they talk to them. I don't know which one. And I would ask, when I called one time recently to make an appointment, and she said, well, which one have you seen? And I'm like, you would have the records there? I said, I don't know. They don't introduce themselves. And, they actually, I would ask. But I said, I don't know which one's the doctor. I don't know. Because I think they have more than two. Because she would say, well, which one is, like that. It's like, wouldn't you have that information? I'm not mean to people, but wouldn't she? But I said, I don't even know, because she was telling me, she goes, well, wait a minute, you spoke to the PA. I said, really? Because I remember it was the doctor. It was a woman around my age. And she was like totally confused about who I was talking to, who I had spoken to. Like I said, I could probably be another one of these doctors that they do weird things, or they're going to have I'll call and say I need to see the actual doctor, and they'll schedule an appointment, and it'll be the PA or the nurse practitioner. So that's just how it is around here. And I'm not saying that as if it excuses the behaviors, because it does not excuse the behaviors at all. There is no excuse for somebody not listening. I need to see the doctor. This has happened to me. And what they do is, like I just said, you don't see the doctor. Or the place I've left, I would not see that doctor for anything. When I spoke to twice on the phone, I did not like her. And a young woman that had an attitude, she sounded like a mean girl. Like she was maybe 32 years old, a mean girl. And so was the other two members of the staff. So I decided to go back to this one that I've only spoken to over the phone before, twice. 2 people, whoever. And and they said that I would have to go in the next time when I called that time. Well, now I will definitely be going in because I want to, actually see the doctor in person, in front of my face. Not too close, social distancing. But I want to tell her everything, and then I'm going to monitor. We'll be wearing masks, but I want to monitor the reactions as I have learned to do. If I'm wasting my time with someone who's going to be dismissive of it, and even if I'm going to bring my papers in and say, here it is. I couldn't get on their whatever it is for. You can get in. What was it called? MySmart. Yeah, I couldn't get on that. I tried it, and they said that it was wrong number or something. So I, sent them shot them a whatever it was, and they sent me back an email that just says what I said. It's like, well, it's a 3-day weekend, so hopefully I can get that done tomorrow too, so I can print it all out and have proof in my hand. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up. Talk to you in another video.